One of the best ways for historians to discover more about the mysterious medieval period is by looking through the prolific number of manuscripts and documents that were produced throughout the period. This time period was one of religious fervour tied together with magic and witchcraft, and the resulting manuscripts can tell us a great deal about what the people of the day thought, how they acted, and what they believed in. From exorcism manuals to graffiti in the margins of old tomes, researchers never know what secrets an ancient document will reveal until they begin to dive deeper and look beyond what is at first visible. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be looking at 3 discoveries surrounding medieval manuscripts and what they have to tell us about the time period. Vade retro Satana. Religion, especially ancient religions dating back hundreds of years, are some of the ways that the history and customs of the past are transferred to the modern day. Although many religious historians can study the rites of decades gone by through the examination of current rituals that have either evolved into current practice or are still being observed today, study of old manuscripts and artifacts can provide information about customs that are no longer in practice. One such case was the discovery of the ecclesiastical Latin phrase, Vade retro Satana. This mysterious phrase was first seen recorded in a Bavarian manuscript dating back to 1415, found within the Benedictine Metten Abbey. Translated to mean back off or step back, Satan, the phrase is traditionally attributed to a medieval Western Christian formula for dispossession and has also been noted in an Austrian manuscript dating back to around 1340. Although it dates back to at least the 14th century, it was not commonly known until about 1647, when women who were accused of being witches claimed that they were unable to perform spells and curses in areas with crosses, particularly within the Benedictine Abbey. Prosecutors searched the abbey and discovered several crosses with the initials of the phrase painted on the abbey walls, but their meaning was not understood until the manuscript was uncovered some time later. Within the manuscript, the Latin text containing the phrase roughly translates into "May the Holy Cross be my light, may the dragon never be my guide, begone Satan. Never tempt me from your vanities, what you offer me is evil. Drink the poison yourself." Once the formula was rediscovered in the 17th century, it stayed relevant in current Christian practice of the time until it was granted approval by Pope Benedict XIV to become an official part of the Roman Catholic ritual in 1742. From there, it became firmly entrenched within the Roman Catholic practice. Its favour and popularity only grew with the efforts of Leo Dupont. Dupont, also known as the Holy Man of Tours, was a devout Catholic who was responsible for bringing many rituals and devotions within the Catholic faith to prominence throughout the 19th century. In the 20th century, the Roman Catholic ritual underwent several revisions, but the Vade retro Satana formula was kept through its final promulgation just before the turn of the century in 1999, meaning that this ancient formula discovered in a hidden manuscript almost 500 centuries ago is still included in the Roman Catholic ritual today. Religion was one of the driving factors of the ancient world, socially, politically, and personally, and understanding as much as possible about how ancient people worshipped can tell us a great deal about the inner workings of their culture and minds. An English exorcism manual. Sometimes the most amazing discoveries are not hidden from view, but have been kept in plain sight for hundreds of years. This was the case with an English exorcism manual that was recently discovered to have been an unknown part of the prominent Harley collection of ancient manuscripts for hundreds of years. The document in question was catalogued under the nondescript marker Harley MS 2874 and seemed rather bland and unassuming. Contributing to the misunderstanding of its true nature was the fact that in 1808, a comprehensive catalogue of the contents was conducted which listed the manuscript in question as a common Christian liturgical prayer book called a breviary, published sometime during the 14th century. The document opens with strange and indecipherable words in red print, which were likely some sort of title for the manuscript but could not be understood. During a recent catalogue of the Harley collection, it was noted that the actual contents of the manuscript does not resemble anything close to what you would expect to find in a breviary. The words inside are illegible at first glance, and upon closer inspection, researchers realized that they were encrypted using a well-known code wherein vowels are replaced by their successive letter. Once this was understood, the strange, unreadable title could be reread as a Latin phrase translated to mean the conjuration of evil spirits. The rest of the text was quickly decoded to be an exorcism manual that details what rituals were employed to drive out demons from those who were possessed in St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican, Rome. This is not the first known copy of this book, as currently there are around 30 copies of the Conjuration of Evil Spirits, but these known copies were printed in Rome or Venice, while the Harley manuscript is handwritten. The existing print versions were published throughout the 15th and 16th centuries, and researchers dated the Harley manuscript to this period as well, judging it to have been copied out around the year 1500. This hand-copied English version is unique from its Italian counterparts in its encrypted writing, and was likely encoded by a scribe, whom researchers guess was a monk of Bury St Edmunds in England due to the presence of a reused pardon to the abbot of the monastery as the first page. This discovery is significant because Christian dispossession manuals were not commonly found in England during this time, meaning that the scribe was likely nervous or uneasy about transcribing the contents, perhaps also due to the presence of several phrases that aimed to directly conjure the devil. The monk was wary of making a manuscript that could be used in the future to potentially perform illicit dark magic rituals to communicate with demons to use them for personal gain. This discovery provides a glimpse into the minds of religious practitioners of the time, where frequently magic and religion were interchangeable. Medieval manuscript reveals ghostly faces. The Black Book of Carmarthen was already an incredibly valuable and interesting manuscript, as the 750-year-old volume is the oldest surviving medieval text written solely in Welsh, but it recently became even more intriguing. Researchers Mariah Williams and Paul Russell with the University of Cambridge uncovered strange faces hidden on the pages of the text that are only visible under ultraviolet light. The presence of content in the margins is not altogether surprising. As Williams said in a statement, the margins of manuscripts often contain medieval and early modern reactions to the text, and these can cast light on what our ancestors thought about what they were reading. The Black Book was particularly heavily annotated before the end of the 16th century. There was already a great deal of visible scrawlings in the margins of the manuscript, including a stylized dog at the bottom of one of the pages, but ultraviolet light revealed some ghostly faces alongside text that had been added to the tome. These additions, which are found on several pages, were likely added in the 14th or 15th century, and one of the pages even includes a full verse of text. A following page includes a full verse that possibly dates all the way back to the 13th century. These marginal reactions to the text, which have not yet been deciphered and were added over the course of the document's lifetime as it passed from owner to owner, were likely intentionally erased by Jasper Griffith, who owned the book in the 16th century and may have removed the additions. There is likely even more hidden within the invisible margins of the manuscript, as one image is still being deciphered and the rest of the uncovered text is made more legible. Williams continued her statement by adding that it's easy to think we know all that we can know about a manuscript like the Black Book, but to see these ghosts from the past brought back to life in front of our eyes has been incredibly exciting. The drawings and verse that we are in the process of recovering demonstrate the value of giving these books another look. Russell added that what we have discovered may only be the tip of the iceberg in terms of what can be discovered as imaging techniques are enhanced. The manuscript is extremely valuable and incredibly important, yet there may still be so much that we don't know about it. It's discoveries such as these that underline how much value there can be in ancient manuscripts that may not even be visible. Examining them under ultraviolet light is an arduous process that takes a great deal of effort, but it's one that can teach even more about the documents than perhaps even the visible content itself. But what do you make of these medieval manuscripts? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.